This morning, prosecutors announced a major development in the investigation of Gilgo Beach serial killer suspect Rex Heuermann. Heuermann has been charged now with a fourth murder in connection to the death of Maureen Brainard-Barnes, the last of the so-called Gilgo Four, whose remains were found in a marshy spot near Gilgo Beach. Just take a listen to what Heuermann's attorney, Michael Brown, had to say about the new charge.
As you know, this morning there was an additional victim named in the grand jury indictment. We just received this morning. I know there's a bail application as well. We also just received that this morning, so I don't have much information on the newest count or counts, but I'm happy to answer questions with you folks if I can.
For clarity, he entered not.
We entered a not guilty plea this morning. He has maintained his innocence from day one. He entered a not guilty plea on the original indictment, and he again entered a not guilty plea this morning.
What is his reaction then to that?
To the new charges? Well, we had advance notice that it was coming, so I explained that to him. Again, he said, I'm not guilty of these charges. He's looking forward to fight these charges, and we're doing that. We're going to continue to prepare. I expect that additional discovery will be forthcoming on the newest victim, and we're going to examine that and scrutinize it.
Now, the Suffolk County District Attorney also held a news conference after today's hearing. Let's watch that together.
Thank you very much. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. I want to thank everyone for coming, braving the cold, to coming out and attend the court conference today. Just before I say anything else, I just want to preface my remarks. At this stage, these are just allegations. We are going to, we look forward to proving them in court. We're here to discuss the superseding indictment. The only change in that indictment is that we've charged the murder of Maureen Brainard-Barnes, which occurred in July of 2007, and that is included in the murder of the other three women, that being Melissa Barthelemy, Megan Waterman, and Amber Costello. Before I discuss the indictment, I want to thank as always, I want to thank our task force partners, Suffolk County Police Department. We have, among others, we have Acting Commissioner Rob Waring. This is Rob's first appearance. Now that he's acting commissioner, I know he's going to take a more active role in this case, which we welcome. We're also Homicide Lieutenant Kevin Byer and his team is here as well. We thank them for their hard work. As always, my partner Errol Toulon, the Suffolk County Sheriff's Office, we thank them for their efforts. Errol is here with us. We have our New York State partners. We have Major Steve Udice and Captain Chris Casal. We want to thank them for their assistance. The FBI, part of the FBI team is here as well. We have supervising special agents Mike Lewis and Don Ansbacher. Want to thank them for their continued assistance in this case. I have my team, which I frequently forget to thank. I want to take the opportunity to thank them. Our chief investigator, Rich Zacharis, and his team, ADA's Larry Opizzo, Nick Santamartino, Andrew Lee, and Michelle Haddad. I want to thank them for their continued efforts in this case. Which a little closer to the mic, please. Sure. It's a little far from my face, but in addition to those task force partners, we've also received assistance or receiving assistance from the United States Secret Service, which are helping us with the downloads of a lot of the smart devices, as well as the Nassau County Police Department, Pat Ryder, as well as the Nassau County District Attorney's Office. And their assistance has been invaluable as well, so we want to thank them. And most importantly of all, I think I want to thank and acknowledge the victims' family members, many of them who are here. I want to thank them for their continued support and advocacy, not only for their family members, but for victims everywhere. And I think it's important that we keep in mind what this case is about. Maureen Brainard-Barnes was 25 years of age when she lost her life. Melissa Bartholomew was 24. Megan Waterman was 22, and Amber Costello was 27. This is what this case is about. This is what this case should be about. And, you know, I'll confine my remarks about Maureen, but we could say the same thing about the other three women. You know, Maureen was, you know, she was an intellectual. She was a writer. She was an artistic person. She cared very deeply about the people that she loved. She fiercely protected them. She was a devoted sister, devoted mother, devoted daughter, and she's sorely missed by those that loved her. And you know I speak for the entire task force when I say it's been an honor and a privilege to work these cases and to provide that, you know, small measure of closure for the family members. And again, these are just allegations, and we'll continue to work the case. We look forward to proving the allegations in court. But again, this case is about those victims. So I just ask that we all keep that in mind. As I've said, we've charged the murder of Maureen Brainard-Barnes to add to the already charged murders of Melissa Bartholomew, Megan Waterman, and Amber Costello. The defendant is charged with murder in the second degree, not murder in the first degree, because for murder in the first degree, you have to commit 3 murders within a 24-month period, and the numbers just don't work out. Maureen was murdered in July of 2009. I'm sorry, July of 2007. Melissa was murdered in July of 2009. Megan, June of 2010, and Amber in September of 2010. So that just didn't. The numbers didn't work out for murder in the first degree as to the Brainard-Barnes murder. So this indictment marks a change.
Okay, this is it. Fourth now charge against Rex Heuermann. He is facing all of these murder charges associated with the remains found in Gilgo Beach, a case that has gone on for years and was a mystery for years. You heard his defense attorney saying that he says he didn't do it. Let's talk about it. In Los Angeles, California, attorney, trial consultant, Dina Sayegdal. Hello, Dina. Good morning to you. Morning to you out there in L.A. This is significant in that there were so many people waiting for this day for that fourth and final, possibly final. There's more bodies in that area, but these were the 4 that were so closely tied, and it was almost it was like, wow, why not that fourth? Here we are. On what level does it complicate the prosecution, though?
I mean, to some extent, I suppose, anytime you add another victim, you have to build a case, you know, for that victim, right? You have to make sure that you have enough evidence. And if for some reason your case maybe is weaker with one victim than another, it can kind of maybe make you lose credibility for all your cases. But really, to the other hand, the more victims you have and the more that you can show a pattern certainly helps prove your case, you know, that this person is the one who committed the murder. And so it probably, although it makes it more complicated of a case, I think it overall helps the prosecution.
Yeah, sure. It keeps that narrative of a serial killer, and there's so many similarities there. They believe they have what they need to get these convictions, as you heard. We'll see as this thing plays out. Let's get a break, then we're going to switch gears.